Your drones are worth more than their weight in gold now, apparently. And unfortunately, this one's under 249 grams. That's a drone dad joke. Big news is hitting the world of RC, and what we're seeing right now is DJI.com has everything marked as out of stock, at least for US residents. From what I've been able to tell and gather, it doesn't seem to be affecting all of the world, but it is affecting other countries than just the United States. You might want to go over and see if you are affected. This seems to have been happening over the last maybe 3 to 4-ish days, and I didn't want to release any information about this until we saw that it was actually something that's happening and not just like a website fluke or something along those lines. Now, the ironic thing is, just yesterday we released a video talking about how the RC industry is being drastically affected by a lot of things and changes are happening really fast. But the funny thing about that is we recorded that video about 2 months before we released it, just because we wanted to make sure the information was accurate. Now, what I'm seeing about DJI drones is that prices of DJI products are already skyrocketing on websites like eBay. And my concern is if things shut down with DJI, and I'll talk briefly about why I think it might be happening, we will definitely very strongly potentially see a trickle-down effect, not just from DJI, but it will then affect all other drone companies, which will then affect all RC airplane and helicopter companies. However, that is just speculation. From what I've been able to gather, no one really knows what exactly is happening, but we can't ignore the factual black and white information in front of us, which is the fact that their website has been marked out of stock and unavailable to US residents for close to a week now. I have a lot of personal theories as to what might be happening, but what the word is on the online street seems to be is that DJI is currently under scrutiny that has to prove that their drones are safe and can't be used for harm in kind of like a military scenario.
And how are they supposed to prove that?
I don't know that they can, because ever since these have been around, a person could easily suggest that you could strap something to one of these to do damage. However,
even something like this.
Oh gosh, yeah. Less this, more that, to be honest. They can carry a payload where these can't as much. The funny thing is, in my opinion, if that is what's happening, a race drone, for example, is more dangerous. It flies faster, it's way more agile, you have more freedom over it because there's no restrictions like the GPS and no fly zones, which this has. However, DJI is one of, if not the biggest drone brand out that's recognized worldwide, and it's very beginner friendly and user friendly, so anyone can pick one of these up and fly them. In my opinion, I think that we have seen, since the introduction of drones, and I know that it's affected airplanes too, but it got very fast with the introduction of drones. We've seen, this is my opinion, an overreach of government involvement with toys. That's my opinion. I'm sure that people that aren't familiar with drones and how they actually work have formed their own opinions. But remember, the car that you drive in is way more dangerous than all of these combined. You know, that's my opinion. So we're looking at facts here. DJI is out of stock site-wide. I do believe that's even affecting their mics, their GoPro style cameras, their action cameras, everything, not just drones. So the theory may be inaccurate if they have to prove that these are safe or whatever. The purpose of this video is actually to get this information out to you guys, but also gather information from you as well. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comments section below, because that's really the best way that we can have accurate, real, good information. If this ends up being completely false and they're back in stock tomorrow or whatever, I'll most likely just take this video down, because then it's kind of pointless. But if this continues to progress the way I have kind of predicted the RC hobby to progress, then we will hopefully gather information from you guys and other sources and continue to expound on this. For the time being, I want to say a massive thanks to God for blessing us with the ability to jump in front of the camera and share these moments with you guys. Also a massive thanks to our Patreon supporters, because we couldn't do what we do as often as we do it without your insanely awesome support. Now, we don't traditionally do a lot of videos like this, but we're seeing a lot of changes in the RC industry, so what we'll have popping up right about now is just an RC fun video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there.
Bye.